Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you're fantastic and awesome. And I trust that you are starting the week in the way that you want it to finish, being revved up, amped, excited, happy, all of those fantastic and wonderful things. Now, what I wanted to talk with you a little bit about today is about being unshakable. Good morning. I can't see who's joining. It's really strange. Just comment, let me know that you're on. I don't know what's going on with this. There's been a bunch of updates from what I could see for Facebook and stuff like that. So for some reason, I don't know, the comments just don't come up on my phone. I don't even know why. Or the people don't come up on my phone, more to the point. So welcome to Monday. I hope it's been so fantastic so far. So the thing that I wanted to chat with you a little bit about today was two things. Number one, all about you getting your week started, getting motivated, amped, and, boldly going where no one else has before. But also thanks to our very favorite friend, Tom Evans, for commenting on my live stream from last Friday, has prompted, I guess, a conversation that I think is actually crucially important for a few different reasons. Good morning, Kim. So for those of you that haven't seen it, I did a live stream on Friday and I launched Bold, and Bold is all about you, right? Creating the business that you want, like boldly declaring your goals, staking your claim, you putting yourself out there, you being that certain version of you as you get out and you start marketing yourself. Now, this is for people both, people both brand new to business, as well as people who are looking at evolving or perhaps going into a different niche, or maybe even if you're looking at reinvention. So as I was journaling today, I'm like, okay, so where did these vulnerabilities come in? And I think the thing that I really want to impress upon you guys today is this attitude and development of unshakability and how we can kind of cultivate that. I guess the first thing though is that if you are looking at doing something different, if you're a startup business owner and you're starting to branch out into the world of marketing yourself this week or next or sometime, or maybe you're a seasoned business professional and you're looking at, again, reinventing. Maybe you're looking at getting into a different niche, or maybe the business that you have been building, you've outgrown. It's a really common thing that actually happens, whereby, you do the things that you're skilled at and really great at, and you build this business around it, and then you find, it doesn't really fuel me anymore. And so I guess what happens is that we start to then look outside and go, all right, well, what is it that I really want to do? What are the goals that I want to achieve? Where is it that I want to take this business? Hey, Joe, what is it that you want to do in order to be able to, get to where it is that you want to get to? And what all of this means is that it kind of snaps us straight back to being in a place where we have no certainty, right? So you may have experienced this when you've been thinking about going into something different, something new, evolving and changing. It's all unmarked territory, uncharted territory. It's all brand new, it's all different, and it requires a different version of you in order for you to be able to get to, where it is that you really want to be, essentially. So what happens though is that because we don't have any certainty, we need to have people around us who are able to remind us and support us and cheer us on and be like, you know what, you've actually got this. It's all good, right? It is all good. You're amazing. Yes, you can do this. Because we're so vulnerable, because we're going to shed one of our layers essentially in order for us to put ourselves out there, it does require some sense of vulnerability, right? Because otherwise, if you knew all the things that you already knew that you thought that you needed to know, if you already had all of the skills, if you already had all of the clients, if you're already doing what it was that you felt like you wanted to do, but you just wanted to do more of it, it's a bit of a different story. So from what I've seen from this work over the last 9 years, it's even if you're trying to decide, like trying to change your style, if you're looking at changing your hair, for women particularly, you guys know that we're going to get judged in a heartbeat. Whether or not we mean to or not, that we're going to get judged. There's people are going to have opinions, and that makes us vulnerable. And particularly if you're a little bit unsure, right? If you're a little bit like, oh, I think this is what I want to do, but I'm not really sure it suits me, and then you go and do it anyway, and you put yourself out there, and then you leave yourselves open, like we're leaving ourselves open for criticism because we're doing something different, and people who look, sound, feel different automatically inspire a reaction. It can leave you feeling like, oh, fuck, I screwed up. I shouldn't have done this. Now I feel like an idiot, so on and so forth. So what this lovely Tom Ryan, a fabulous Facebook friend from this morning, turned around and said on the comment on my live stream, what a fucking self-absorbed mouthy idiot. And I'm like, okay, whatever, that's a bit weird. Let's go have a look at his profile. So I've gone and had a look at his profile, found the photo that he was talking about lifting up your daughters, helping them to be fearless and essentially be bold and be courageous and, do what it is that they want. But, when there's a grown woman doing something, it's like, backslap. I was like, dude, what the heck? It didn't bother me, right? This comment didn't bother me, but what I thought was really interesting about it was I just kind of like saw it. I'm like, you're calling me an idiot, you're an idiot. And then like his profile's all open for anybody to go look at. So, snap that, screenshot it and turn it into a talking point. So it actually, it was helpful for me with being able to help you guys, which that's why I'm here. It's what I'm doing. So what I found interesting within all of this though, is that had that comment been made to me, at the start of my business journey, or in a time, there have been times over the last 8 years where I've been 9 years actually, where I've been particularly vulnerable if I was launching a new course or doing something different or leveling up or deciding that I don't want to do this and I do want to do this, which has happened. Like you guys have witnessed that if you've been around for any length of time. I was known as being the Facebook ads person, the funnels person, the person that would teach you internet marketing. And like, while that's still it's still a part of what I do, it's not the main thrust, if you will, of what it is that I'm about. As you know, it's all about being visible, putting yourself out there, this, that, and the other. And so had this caught me at a place where I was vulnerable, maybe even a couple of years ago, where there was a whole Mean Girls incident, and we're not going to talk about that today, but there was this whole Mean Girls incident, and it really shook me. And had this comment been made back then, I might have actually taken it to heart, despite the fact that there were plenty of evidence to, completely be like, no, this is not true. So I think what's really interesting is the importance of you finding and developing this sense of being, hey Beck, of being boldly unshakable. This sense of being boldly certain. This sense of being like when you get these poor little sad people that feel like they need to try and bring you down or, make you feel like you're less than or not worthy or like you're a fucking idiot or, whatever the heck their agenda is. Maybe you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I mean, shit, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was, when did I post that? It was 5. So it might even have been 4 o'clock in the morning. Poor Tom Ryan, having to get up early, probably going to go and work in a job that he hates, doing things that he doesn't like with people he doesn't like and care about. Maybe this whole thing, about being boldly creating what it is that you want and living a life that you actually want to build and create. maybe that activated him. You know, I don't know. Who knows? Who the heck knows what his motivation is? I don't even care. But what I find really fascinating is that you know, he felt compelled to comment, which is just really kind of interesting. So how do we develop this unshakability? I think the first thing that we all need to do is to remember that we have got one life. We have got one chance, one opportunity, essentially, to be able to create the best fucking life, the best rock star life, the best, most audacious, most amazing, most fulfilling life and business that you can. Like, we've got one go at this. Like, we don't get a do-over unless we live in the good life, which is kind of funny, you know, that TV show. But, you know, really, we don't get a do-over, guys. So are you going to boldly go, right, you know, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, this is what I'm going to do, and let's go and do it? Because it's that sense of certainty, first and foremost, that has to come. And then you've got to obviously take action to go out there and get that. But then there are other elements that we need around us, because if you are feeling a bit vulnerable, if it is feeling like you're about to launch yourself off the diving board and you're like, holy shit, I haven't got a safety net, all of this, that, and the other, you know, what the heck are you going to do? You've got to make sure that you have people around you who are acting and sounding more certain than you. Right? And this is really crucial, because when you're about to reinvent, or when you're about to launch, or when you're about to do something different, we are naturally going to be uncertain because we don't know what the outcome is going to be, right? And so this is why, you know, as human beings, hey Jared, human beings, we need certainty. It's one of our core needs. So if we don't have certainty, then that's where you get a wanker like Tom come in and make a crack or say something, and then, you know, it's the type of thing that sends you off course and off track for sometimes hours, days, weeks, months, shit. Like, I know people who have just gone like, I can't deal with this. And they don't progress in their business because they haven't developed that unshakability, and they haven't got those people around them yet who can, or they didn't cultivate the right people around them who are able to support them and, you know, encourage them and just go, you know, babe, you've got this. You know, for every single one of you, whether you've been in business for 5 minutes, 5 years, 5 decades, we've got to have people around us who are cheering us on, who are more certain than what we are. I mean, you guys have seen, if you've seen the comments and stuff happening today and the posts happening today, there are so many people, and it's so lovely. I've had messages from people, we've got comments going up, and, you know, it's warming. So we've got to have that for you as well, because if you are going to, or if you do want to achieve what it is that you want, it's actually really freaking hard to do it on your own, particularly if you're trying to do it online. Because if you're looking at building an online business, where do we tend to work? We tend to work in our houses, in our offices, in our own space. And there's very little in terms of in-person interaction, in terms of in-person validation. There's really not much of that around, right? Would you agree? This is something that I found really hard. It is why I'm always involved with mentors and inside mentoring communities, because, you know, and this is actually exactly why I do what I do, because, like, I think it's too freaking hard to always be the loudest cheerleader for yourself every day of the week. You know, but you've got to also be your own cheerleader, right? And I think this is where it can become a little bit challenging. You know, I wrote this morning, because he said about being a self-absorbed mouthy idiot, like they were the actual words. So I've just said, you know what? I actually think it's a great thing to be self-absorbed. I think it's an excellent thing for you to think that you are fucking amazing. I think it is the best thing that you can do is to stand in front of that mirror. If you want to do it, I think you should absolutely do it, where you tell yourself how amazing you are. You tell yourself that you've got this. You tell yourself that you are the expert. You tell yourself that you are going to do whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's make millions, help millions, serve tens of thousands of people, build a great business, go local, go international, like whatever it is for you, you've got to be it has to start with you, right? You've got to be somewhat self-absorbed if you're going to make it in this land of entrepreneurialism. Because if you're not the kind of person, and it's about being resourceful, right? I'm not talking about being an egotistical maniac who is just, has zero care for anyone else in the world. That's obviously, maybe not obviously, but that's not what I mean. That's not what I'm talking about. But you do need to be resourcefully self-absorbed. You've got to be positive about you, because if you're not positive about yourself, if you're not positive and bold and certain and amped and revved up and fucking in love with yourself and your content and your message and your programs and your imagery and everything that it is that you need to put out there, do you think for a second that there is going to be one other person on the planet out there who is going to believe you? If you're kind of going like, you know what, I think this is going to be a really great thing for you, and, I think this is why it'd be really great, and, we're just going to have fun and stuff, and, it's going to be fine, and you're all going to get so much out of it. You can hear it in my freaking tone, and you'd be like, I'm not giving you any of my money, and I'm not sure as shit not giving you any of my time, and I'm sure as heck not going to give you any of my energy, right? People can smell it a mile away. Now, you don't have to do it in the way that I do it. You don't have to boldly declare and, extrovert your way around all of the things and the stuff, with high energy and high intensity and laughter and fun and frivolity with that underlying seriousness. And this is the beauty about being a human, is that you get to do it in your way. But you've got to be bold in the way that you do that. You've got to be creative in the way that you get your message out there, because otherwise we run the risk of looking like the same carbon copy person as everyone else in your industry. And you're going to look like a clone. People are going to think that you're boring as batshit, and they'll just tune out. That's just what will happen. Now, some of the things that might happen is you might get lovely gifts of, the beautiful gift to the human race that is Tom Ryan. You might get people like him comment on your stuff. You might have people message you. You might have people call you an idiot. I've had people call me what did I write down? What was it? Let me tell you. A blonde bimbo with black roots who doesn't know what it is that she's talking about. Oh, and there was another guy that said, oh, look at this blonde with the oversized sunglasses. She's got no clue what she's even on about, right? There was that. I've had people, we've had people call me all of the things, and it's just like, whatever. You might have that. Now, it does not happen to everyone. It doesn't happen to everyone. And contrary to, what the people will tell you, you haven't made it when you have haters. I mean, it's a sign that you're pissing people off, or that, it's a sign that you are maybe marketing to the wrong people. Maybe that's the case. And interestingly, the video that Tom commented on was a video that I have, which I don't very often do these days. I actually boosted it out to you guys, to the people who like my page. So somehow or another it's come through his newsfeed, whereas normally that wouldn't happen. So generally speaking, the people who are going to interact and engage and watch and follow and become addicted to you and your energy and the way that you do things are, for the most part, going to be the people who love you and adore you and who want to hear from you. It's not usually the naysayers, the trolls, if you like. It's really, I find it's really rare these days for that to happen. But it's interesting when it does, because sometimes what I appreciate about it, and I'm not interested in more of this coming in. Like, I don't want any more of it to come in. But what's interesting is how we can watch our reaction to it, right? So if you do decide to start boldly staking your claim and marketing yourself and doing things in the way that I'd suggest that you do, which is all about, unleashing this beautiful creativity that you've got within you, this beautiful uniqueness that you've got in you, and getting that out there into the world and in front of the people who need to hear from you, then we can leave ourselves open for this, perceived negative crap to kind of come our way. And what's really interesting, I think, is how we react to that. And that's where this unshakability really comes in, and that sense of certainty really comes in. The other really interesting thing, and I've spoken about this for years, I talked about it first, I think in 2012 with a group of coaching clients that I had way back then, where there was I can't remember where I heard about it, but there was this theory called the tribe effect. And so what can happen is, and it's played out beautifully today, where, something negative can be said about you or to you, or, about you or about your programs or whatever. And if you're just kind of like, you know what, I'm rock solid certain, I'm really happy and grounded in my message, this, that, and the other, you could choose, if you wanted to post and share this experience or talk about the experience. And what is amazing about that is that it instigates the tribe effect. So I had a message from my daughter. Oh, I was trying to look for my phone. I'm talking on it to you. She sent me a message this morning. I was at the gym and she's like, did that Tom guy really say that to you? And I'm like, yeah, he did. She said, did you message him or, do something? And I've gone, nah, I just wrote a post about it. Took a screenshot. I said, I'm gonna let the people do what they will do, right? And it's played out exactly the way that the tribe effect does. And what that looks like is where the people who love you, respect you, adore you, listen to you, learn from you, they go like, not on my watch, and then whoosh, it's almost like closing ranks. It feels like, for those of you who have watched Game of Thrones or like any kind of historical movie fight scene, you know how they've all got their shields and they go like boom, and they put their shields there, and then it's called a thing. I don't know what the formation's called, but it's this group of people where they just put all their swords down and then they put their shields down, and then they cover their shield, like the inside ones have got the ones over their head, and they're pretty much impenetrable. I'm not going to say that slowly because I don't reckon I'll get that word out of my mouth again. But it's really hard for their enemy to penetrate that really solid defense that happens. And that's kind of what the tribe effect does. They're just like, no, bitch, bang, bang. And then they close ranks. And that's a really important part about developing your unshakability. So these are the people in your circle. These should be your friends. These should be your mentors. These ideally are going to be your clients and your past clients, or your people who are maybe, just sort of like getting to learn from you or experience you or start to listen to you. And then it's like, yeah, nah. And one of two things generally happens. So number one, particularly the people that don't kind of know you yet, they will be two things. Three things probably. Number one is being indifferent. They're just like, meh, whatever, doesn't affect me either way. One side will be like, I don't like how this person's reacted to this. I don't like the way that they dealt with this. I don't think that what they've done is right. I don't know, whatever that angle over here is. And it's like, yeah, no. And they'll just click unlike and off they go. That's fine. Or they'll unsubscribe or they'll do whatever. No problem at all. So we've got the indifferent people and the people who are like, nah, I don't like that. That doesn't gel with me, and off they trot. Then you've got these other people over here who are like, yeah, that was a really amazing way of dealing with that. I really respect the way that they did that. I really respect the way that you showed up, you used this, and, rah, rah, rah. So we've got, three sort of camps. Now, what's really interesting is how this type of stuff can really like essentially polarize people, and without doing it from a place of being like angsty and snarky and horrible or controversial intentionally, right? It just helps people to say, wow, you know, this is kind of really interesting. So the reason that I shared it today was because I was just like, wow, you know what? You know, shit happens, this happens. How can I use this as a teaching opportunity? How can I use this to show you and demonstrate to you? Essentially, you know, to me, it's kind of like being really grateful that he posted it, because I was able to, you know, help you guys hopefully embrace this energy that is really needed in today's day and age. In an age where it is so easy for assholes on the internet to try and bring other people down. It is so easy for people to abuse you, to call you names, to say that you're an idiot, to try and drag you down. And the truth of the matter is that you are important. Your message is important. Your programs, your courses, the way that you do what it is that you do is important, and you deserve to be heard. Don't let wankers like this Tom guy, if you experience that ever, whether it's online or whether it's offline, whether it's anywhere else, don't let them shake you from what it is that you are here to do, because you are better than that. You are better than them, and they're probably just some stupid ass troll who's made up a stupid account and making comments on the internet like this for shits and giggles, because it's the way that they entertain themselves. These poor little humans that just don't have any idea about how to actually entertain themselves in a resourceful manner. You know, some people are just keyboard warriors. My lips are really dry. Just asshole keyboard warriors who have got nothing better to do with their time. So just go flick like a little flea or like a little maggot or like a little annoying fly, be gone with you, and, you know, act like that, and then move on and get back about the business of changing the lives, getting in touch with the people who really need to hear from you, learn from you, buy from you, be transformed by what it is that you do, and use that as your sole focus point. And remember to have your people around you. That's me today. That is pretty much the rant that I wanted to share with you today. And I guess that really does segue beautifully into the program that I launched on Friday. It's almost like I couldn't have timed Tom's comments better, actually, because, you know, it's been really helpful. So thanks, Tom. You know, I'm sure my people thank you too. So Bold starts next Friday, so Friday week, and it's 2 weeks of you essentially being able to redefine and rewire your own creativity. It's all about how we can take what's beautiful and creative and amazing inside your brain, and then transform that into a really powerful message, and then transform that into really powerful marketing that has you standing out as being different. And this is the issue, I suppose, isn't it? Well, not the issue, but this is the thing here. It's where we want to be seen as being different. We want to stand out, and we also want to do it in a way that's really powerful, super resourceful, and things like that, but not looking like we're being carbon copy clones of, you know, all the other people who are out there in our industries or otherwise. Standing out in the news feed, please, and thank you for all the right reasons. Oh, thanks, Angela. Oh my gosh. So you guys, I'm just reading. I was like, no one's commented on my live today. It's really funny. And now I'm just looking at my computer. It's not funny. It's really freaking annoying. This is that stupid Facebook update that I'm telling you about. So I've just seen Jeremy's comment. Thanks, Angela. Thanks, Georgina. Who else is commenting? I can see Tamara, Christina, Jared, Beck, Joe, Kim. You guys are on. I don't like whatever it is that is going on. I don't like it. It's really irritating. It's very, very much irritating me. Okay, so I am Rebecca, Nicola Tribe. Yay, you guys are amazing. Oh, there's like 28 comments. I can't even see them. Oh my golly. So if I have not seen your comments, I am very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. I will catch up on them after, because obviously I cannot see them. It's really shit. So there you go. I wasn't ignoring you, I promise, although I did get a little bit ranty, and unless it, maybe it was a comment about how much you loved me. Like we had a lot of that happening on Friday as well. That was kind of interesting. So I can see the love hearts. I can see the reactions. It's really weird. I cannot see the comments. I don't get it, you guys. Anywho, I have popped up the link and just a bit more about Bold. It'd be really awesome to have you in. There was a new bonus I was going to give you guys today, but I don't have my paper in here, so I can't even tell you what it was that I was going to share with you. So we'll just have to do that later. That's a bit awkward, isn't it? I got all excited about the, thanks Kim, thanks Georgina. I love you guys too. It's so cool. I can't share with you what it was I was going to share with you because I can't. I don't have my notes. So anyway, enough jibber jabber. Get out there, go help people, be visible, guys. And just know that when you start putting yourselves out there, that we love you as well. By you guys starting to do this, you're kind of, the way that I see it is this. Let me draw you a picture just because we can. And it's Monday, so we can be a bit creative on Monday, right? So if this is me here, back to front me, and then you're here. Right, and then there's another one of you here. So we've got Kim, Beck, Tamara, Kelly, Georgina, you guys are all here, right? So the way that I see it is kind of like this. Let me see if I can mirror that. Oh, look, I can. So here's me and here's all of you. So you guys all form part of my tribe, right? But what actually happens is that you're all actually also in this other pink texter, you're all also interlinked with each other as well, right? So it's a really messy picture, but you get the point. So when you put yourself out there, you kind of get to piggyback. If you guys have been interacting and you're like, oh gosh, this is what I'm doing, then, there's no reason why my tribe doesn't form part of your tribe. And then your name goes in the middle. This is how tribes, and I'm trying hard to mirror that. This is how tribes and movements work, right? This is how support networks work. This is how, when we're putting our shields there, bang, and we're like, no, motherfucker, you're not getting through. And we're all, rah-rahing and building that impenetrable wall around our defenses. Why the heck are we not sharing each other's tribes? It's just crazy town. So that's the way that I see it. So when you start putting yourself out there, you've got to let us know so that we can all come and when shit goes down, if it goes down, that you can instigate your tribe effect where you're like, nah, we've got this, and then you can go forth and conquer the world, right? The world. Because why would we not? All right, everybody, if you are thinking about Bold and you've got questions about it, message me. I would love to answer them for you. It is going to be a lot of fun. It's also going to be really transformational in the sense that you're going to be doing things. This isn't just a theoretical course that says, okay, this is how you're going to put yourself out there. We're going to be creating really awesome imagery. You'll have if you've got a course or an offer that you want to launch, we will be launching it throughout that time, right? So that you can even if it's a free thing, just so that you can get moving and get this stuff practiced and get things rolling. Because as you know, without action, nothing happens, right? It's all just theory, and then you're not going to be changing anybody else's lives, and they're not going to be getting the benefit of you and what it is that you do and your visibility. So we're going to be launching, we're going to be doing all of the things in order to get you out there and be visible in a really bold way. And we're going to have those, impenetrable walls of defenses are, supporting you along the way. So my name's Nicola. Have a really amazing Monday. We've got tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? We have got the awesome show tomorrow. Because you can't spell awesome without me, meaning you. We've got that happening tomorrow. Oh, yay! And we are talking about treating you, which ties into bold actually, funnily enough, you really thinking about social media like it's your own network, okay? So, and about how to really sort of shift your thinking to being able to, you putting what you want out there, you putting what you need to put out there. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow at 9 a.m. on the Awesome Show. On Wednesday, it is Q&A Wednesday for the coffee run. So if you've got any questions about social media, or if you've got questions about visibility, courses, anything, journaling, whatever, flick them on through and I would love to answer them for you on Wednesday. Thursday is more of a, this is how we do things day, so more tips, advice, kind of a bit more strategic stuff. And then Friday is whatever the heck happens on Friday, which is usually a celebration Friday. So have those celebrations ready to be shared. All right, everybody, have a really amazing Monday. Have a great freaking week. Get out there, go help some people, be visible, be bold in your declarations of whatever it is that you want to create. But most of all, have a whole bunch of fun doing it, and I will talk to you soon.